out. We've seen earlier today exactly what can happen if the stronger team has a favorable draft or not. It doesn't really matter. All matters what the plan is in the game. So let's get into it and see if Wolf Team has the plan for the day to stay within the ESL One Malaysia qualifiers, or if it's going to be Aster.Aries going forward to try and get a rematch. Well, there are no more rematches for them. They've already seen Team Sane eliminated, but they could potentially find matches against LBZS and Team Aster tomorrow in the lower bracket final and the grand finals. Teams they've played before in the DPC, but this is of much more important prize to get yourself directly to ESL One Malaysia. What are these lanes going to look like? Where are we going to be having the most action, do you think, in this game?
Let me see. Well, my attention was immediately grabbed by Molasses here on top, who is making sure that the top lane is going to be very deforested indeed. Does not want to have to deal with that Treant shenanigans. Treant rocking the headdress, so I presume that, yeah, he is going to be with his anti-mage over on the top side.
It's actually funny that he's doing this, Molasses. He used to, because he was on LBZS with the team that's in the lower bracket final before he got kicked for LG, and he used to do weird stuff like this every other time. It was really fun to watch him. It would be great though if Wolf Team win. This would be like a great revenge arc if you can go back to LBZS and say, ha, kick me?
Yeah.
Here's what you shouldn't have done it, boys.
I mean, or they get to like kick him down again and be like, yeah, this is why we kicked you.
For the sake of Molasses' morale, let's hope that he at least makes it a challenging series if they do get to that point in the game.
Yep. So the action most likely bot, because really the only laning stage hero that can make moves is on this lane, which is TK over on the Earth Spirit. And his job is going to be to keep this Winter Wyvern from taking all of the Bat Rider's HP. Bat Rider, of course, can't push out the lane as hard as a Death Prophet would, but he still has that same range advantage versus the Medusa Snake.
Yeah.
It's going to be very helpful.
You just sit very far back. At some point, once they hit level 2, level 3, they have this pretty drastic kill threat down in this bottom lane onto TZ. So this Winter Wyvern's going to have to start being careful as he trades in with the Earth Spirit. However, if it is just the 2 heroes left alone in the lane, this Medusa does have to be a wee bit careful before she has a lot of points into the spell shield. Otherwise, you know, 3-4 napalm stacks and a Firefly, it's kind of surprising how much damage comes out of this hero in the early portions.
Oh yeah, and Medusa is a sitting duck. She is one of the slower heroes in general. Bat Rider loves burning those to a crisp.
Yeah. Not very speedy at all. This mid lane, let's see what we have here. Death Prophet, Nature's Prophet. So, which prophet is actually going to be preaching the correct gospel here? So this matchup, generally, we're talking about how Nature's Prophet doesn't necessarily have any losing matchups. And we're going to see here that there's not really much he can do to pressure NP. He just like shove the wave, he says sweet, farms all the creeps in front of you. And this action, will, most of it will take place in front of the Radiant Tier 1, but I'm not expecting any deaths until TK starts to think about making rotations.
NP's animation is better. Really, the only thing the Death Prophet has in favor of her is that she can actually use Crypt Farm to spam out the waves, and she's gonna need to. That's why she's on mid. The Bat Rider would get pressured out before he can get any proper like clear up. But the DP can clear these waves, so she's left to mop up this mess in mid. She cannot actually contest Blessing here, but you know, DP does what DP does, which is stay in lanes, get enough farm, and then threaten the tower if the enemy mid rotates out, which Blessing is definitely going to do. And he's already holding a point, just in case he might want to TP somewhere, you know?
You'd love to see it. Want to see him get as aggressive as humanly possible, especially considering some of the heroes that his team has available. This Beastmaster has indeed opted to go for this Call of the Wild, but we're not just spamming out the axes. So at some point, you will have the slow, and Ulu's going to get low enough that maybe you want to make a jump, or maybe it happens bottom. Either way, good thing to be able to save the skill point. I'm very curious still about the build he's going to go for in this game. Or if it's going to be the Witchblade game, we're getting Maelstrom, are we going to be getting the Rushed Orchid? There's been so many different iterations of this Prophet build, but it's not entirely certain which direction it goes. What did we see yesterday? We saw Orchid into Ags, right? Which was kind of interesting with the Ags build. Do you think we'll see it here again, or is it just going to be maybe even a shot, actually, for even more push potential?
I like the shard no matter what. In this case, though, I think he needs to be minding the waves, and an Orchid, like Death Prophet, most likely going to rush BKB, Anti-Mage is going to have Manta Style. I think the Orchid does too little for him here. So give me damage from potential wave shove. The Maelstrom. Very boring, I know.
Boring is effective. Winning is
True.
the most exciting thing one can do. You know, that's why I love Warlock so much. You might be bored a couple minutes in the game, but then you see that sweet, sweet plus MMR, and you're like, oh, that was fun. That was enjoyable.
Okay.
Bottom lane, TK putting some pressure onto TZ here. Shang-Chi doesn't want to really push the issue here. He's already committed the Firefly earlier on, so not worthwhile to try and dive onto TZ. But TZ does have to watch himself. Only one tangle remaining. If you get... This is pretty much your limit, my friend. Don't go beyond this line. Otherwise, TK is looking for this angle. He's waiting in the wings, trying to find a way in onto this Winter Wyvern.
He had some issues. He's brought himself a salve now, so I think, yeah, he's lurking now, waiting for the opportunity to get the Firefly on in. Probably just that this Medusa deals a lot of damage as soon as you come close to the wave. At least no bounces this time.
The lane is shoved pretty far back. Does feel like they want to set something up, but much more quiet and considered affair that we're seeing here, right? We were talking so much about how Team Aster and how quickly they can play across the map. But now, okay, here's the quick play coming in. Shang-Chi looking for the Medusa, and we expected a kill to happen. First blood on Medusa, second kill onto TZ. Well, that's how you start a game as the off-lane Batrider, and this is part of the rationale of them putting this hero in that lane. Once you hit this level 3, level 4, you present such a massive threat, and they utilize that threat to get a very important double kill. Best possible case scenario to get those kills, especially onto the Medusa herself.
This is amazing, as well as, you know, they both have to TP in bot now as well. TK could have gone mid if he thought there was anything to gain there, if he had a rune to contest, for example. The 6-minute rune is coming up, but with two pushers in the mid lane, like, it seems kind of redundant. Neither of these is going to gank with the power rune.
Just pretty much a rune for show. Not really going to accomplish too much off the back of it. Ghost will come out from Yi in this lane, though. It does have a Sea Dragon with him, but will also decide instead to go and maybe look for this rune. It's going to end up spawning bottom. Oh, actually spawn top. It was an illusion rune, denied by the Treant. So not as much damage as could have come out because of that moment of hesitation coming in from the Death Prophet. That's going to keep this tower alive a little bit longer, but we'll see what he's able to accomplish on the next Ghost push, maybe.
Oh, and the Batrider bot.
Oh, did they kill Batrider? Ooh. Was Batrider diving underneath the tower? It does kill the Medusa first, though.
Was.
Oh, no, the other way around, other way around. Medusa gets the kill onto Batrider. Yeah. This is Blessing utilizing that point into the teleport that we thought he might have the option to use, but who comes out better off in that trade? I mean, normally I would want to say the Batrider is happier killing the Medusa, but you know, he had a little bit more experience, so she does gain something out of it, and she already had the TP back, so she doesn't have to walk. Well, what's your read on who's favored in that trade?
Sort of 50-50. I guess the real winner is Winter Wyvern, because she got like a wave of experience without anybody in the lane.
Level 5 now, what?
Yeah. Yeah, this TK was part of a double kill. He's below her now.
They're trying to go onto this Medusa again, though. Nice boulder smash coming in. Shang-Chi doesn't have the Firefly activated just yet. Goes in for it at the last minute, but he's losing out on all of his HP. TK is still going to attempt to dive here, but might have gone too far. Rolling boulder will get him out of danger. That is not how it was supposed to go. They were supposed to be looking at a dead Medusa, laughing at her because she doesn't have TP back into the wave. But instead, it's going to be the Batrider biting off more than he can chew, and he's the one that has to do the walk of shame now.
Unfortunate for him, but like it was his decision. And I think the biggest problem there was just that he doesn't get enough stacks up. Like, they're in too much of a hurry to build some stacks up. The Medusa looks like she's out of position, so he just doesn't have the damage when push comes to shove.
This is why you gotta wait for TK to make the initiation. He must be the one to roll first. Oh well. 5 kills on the map right now. Compared and contrasted with the amount of kills we'd had in previous games. Certainly just a lot more of a farm fest right now. Let's look at the farm fest top here, as Ulu is now level 6. And he's getting closer towards having the full Battle Fury. We'll finish off the power treads first, so not gonna go the uber greedy route. TZ does die. It's just TZ now, it's fine, whatever.
But we're top lane because the Helmet the Dominator just arrived, and that means that for most intents and purposes, Ulu's lane is now over. Like, you have a nature's, excuse me, a Treant Protector, so you get to stay in here for like a little longer. But Molasses is going to start pressing the issue now, and but look at that, Blessing actually arrived as well.
They bring in Blessing.
Bye, Ulu.
Ulu, just go home. They waited maybe 10 seconds before this play happened. Maybe Beastmaster cracked 6, and then you have the Primal Roar to kill Ulu as well, but just as good to just bring down this tower pre-10 minutes. It's the most important thing when you're playing not just the Beastmaster Nature's Prophet draft, but into the Treant Protector. Hard commitment onto these objective-taking pushes is what is needed. In middle, we do have the second utility of Ghost being utilized here by Yi. So tower goes down. This is not great for Wolf. Like, you move top thinking to yourself, we're gonna get the tier 1 tower, force the anti-mage back into the jungle, and you do indeed accomplish that, but this is not worth giving up your tier 1 tower middle pre-10 minutes, and they might even give up a kill onto TZ. TK though can't connect with the jump, so it's just gonna be the tower. This just feels so sad.
A blow. This is why I actually did not expect Blessing to come in. I thought Ulu had a little bit more time top because there's just no way they bring the Nature's Prophet, right? He goes to tower falls. But what I think they're considering here is that they have so much shove on their lineup that if Ares wants to do anything and show up anywhere, that dire mid tower is also going to fall. It's just a question of time.
Red Panda might be dead here, but he might also be setting up for a reprisal kill. Molasses goes in, Primal Roar onto the Treant Protector, but can't TP out either because he gets himself mana voided out. You also see them jumping immediately onto this Phoenix. Aster.Aries respond with numbers, and they come into a situation where they are able to kill Molasses. That is unfortunate. On the bright side, Blessing immediately does move bottom to try and mount a push of his own here, and make sure that this Siege Wagon wave that is coming in can be utilized effectively onto the tower. But is this worth the distraction play of giving up Molasses' life in the top lane?
Not really sure. I'm gonna tell you, I missed the back half of that play because I was restarting my. I was dropping a lot of frames there.
I imagine
probably
it's
the Great Firewall getting in the way, but
Yep. This happened yesterday as well. Feels bad.
it happens. I think that would have been okay if you got any pressure out of the mid tower on it, but no, not really. So what exactly are you buying space for with that death?
I'm not sure why they ran so headlong into the tree to begin with. Like, if Blessing had immediately TP'd bottom, he did eventually get there, but it felt like they were like, oh snap, we're losing heroes, try to do something else around the map, instead of it being a very considered play. And it's not a worthwhile target to take such risks of diving that deep into the dire jungle just to kill the 5 position Treant Protector.
Might literally be their lack of initiation on Wolf that makes them feel like they have to do something with this roar, like it's burning a hole in their pocket basically. It's like, alright, this is the only currency we gotta spend. Use it. Use it.
They're treating the roar like it's Bitcoin. Just trying to get it out. Make use of it quickly. And now bottom, do they have ghosts? They do. You can decide to make use of these once the wave approaches the tower itself. Blessing is going to try in the meantime to push onto this mid lane. So they need to decide, what are we doing? Are we pushing bottom or are we defending middle? Shang-Chi will come middle. Should be able to do a decent job of clearing this out. Yep. Clear it out. Treant Protector can heal up the tower and the rest of the squad can push bottom. Although they're not using ghosts for this, so they're also going to end up suffering damage onto their tier 2 tower in the top lane as a result of being a little bit less considered, like being wanting to save the ultimate for the next fight, basically.
Yeah, like it's just Ulu holding down the fort on the top lane. He's not actually at a risk of dying. Well, I say that he should be able to shield off a potential roar coming at him. But, you know, Molasses can do that from the tree lane, so Ulu should be hugging the other side a little bit more. And then they're forced to going to be concentrated bottom. They held the exorcism, correctly assumed that nobody would come and def this tower into a level 6 treant, and now they have it ready for the mid tower def, but unfortunately that mid tower is already down.
Yeah. This is kind of what I was worried about. Them not going for the ghost push means that it takes so long to make something happen bottom, that there's things that the Wolf is doing in the top lane and in middle. Aster.Aries not getting the maximum efficiency out of this map as they would have absolutely wanted. It is what it is. You've now lost the mid tower, but they're the ones that claim the mid tower first in the opposite direction, so it's not like you're giving up a whole host of map control. It's just, oh, we got traded out on an unfavorable position, but the game state is still okay overall.
This is one of those examples of push countering push, right? That sure, losing that middle tower was pretty nasty for Wolf, but at the same time, they can have faith that it's gonna fall eventually because they can just pressure it through.
11 kills in these first 14 minutes. Just map pressure, map spreading. Everybody's just trying to poke and prod at one another. Both of them also trying to buy space for this one hyper carry. Medusa on the Radiant side closing in on her Manta. But the first big item for the AM is now complete. He has access to this Battle Fury. So now it's going to be incumbent on Aster.Aries to try and make sure that they give him the maximum farm space. Do we have any big ancient stacks? Just a young ship stack. That's acceptable. He can farm this out quite quickly. Oh, where's my living armor though? Red Panda, what's happening, brother? What's going on? Okay, it's on cooldown. I forgive you, I forgive you. There we go, there we go. That's what I like to see.
Excellent. Yeah. And for this Medusa, she's already opening with the Manta style. Normally, versus anti-mages or, for example, illusion-based counters like Terrorblades and that sort of thing, you would see the no-stats Medusa build or the low-stats Medusa build, where you get an SNK instead. You go into a Daedalus for your damage, stuff like that, instead of the Manta Skadi. And yeah, this Medusa, sure, she's going to get a little bit of stats with the Manta style. Too necessary of a pickup, I think, versus the Treant Protector. You want to be able to dispel off that overgrowth, but after that, it is all butterfly, baby. So I'm not going to give that mana void and that mana burn too much impact on her health.
Actually such a significant Manta game. Good into that overgrowth. Phenomenal into the Death Prophet silence. Just most of the ways they have of locking her down and keeping her in danger does get dealt with by picking up this Manta. And if you rely well enough on your Phoenix and as well as the Winter Wyvern, if things get even dicier, say with the Lasso and stuff, they can provide you some degree of sustain to get you out of that trouble. The one thing that does kind of suck when you go for the no stats build is that you don't get the maximum impact out of Sunray, but you know, trade-offs are what Dota's all about.
At least your enemy anti-mage is going to be building some stats here and there, so at the very least he's going to get burnt by that.
Hey, Sunray, good spell again.
Yeah. Now though, this is the hour of the Battle Rider. There's a lot of dark space on the map, these towers have fallen very fast, and the benefits go to the player with the initiation.
They're gonna throw in Ghost here. They want to make the job. They have the Blink Dagger on this Bat Rider, and they will be able to isolate the Medusa with the Lasso, but they buy space with the Winter's Curse. TK falling low to Molasses since he got Primal roared up. They will get off the Stone Gaze on the Medusa. She's able to walk away from the initiation on her, and now Yi with these Ghosts going, but there's too many targets for them to bounce on, so everybody's still very, very healthy. Spirit Siphon will keep her alive for now, and also threaten the life of Molasses, so the Beastmaster does have to be careful. Somehow, Death Prophet's still alive? Are you kidding me? Blessing's gonna try TP forward, not gonna go in the right direction, and Yi somehow manages to get up. This hero, Silence, after the Spirit Siphon for like half duration, she's back up to full, she's fine.
Death Prophet is just made of bullshit. That's why I love her. Yeah, the initiation advantage is to Wolf here, right? But they run into them at a little bit of an unfortunate angle where the Bat Rider doesn't actually have vision of the targets that he wants, and then it becomes really awkward because the counter, or sorry, excuse me, the advantage is to Ares, but because Wolf is in a good position to counter engage, the fact that you have the Winter Scourge to stop the Bat Rider off, and then the Egg to say of the entire area, like, hey, no, this is a no-go zone now. You gotta nail that initiation. Like, you get the first shot, but it better be straight to the head, because otherwise Wolf will school you.
We're gonna try and make another shot right now. Dual silences going out onto this Phoenix between TK and the Death Prophet. Silences don't have enough duration to prevent the Icarus dive away, but TK will just chase him onto the high ground with the Rolling Boulder. Might die for this though. It will be a stomp. Molasses does not have Primal Roll for another 5 seconds. If that was online, TK would be 100% dead, but it is not, so TK does get to survive and get back onto the high ground.
And it's literal seconds off of getting off CD as well. That was more luck than skill for TK.
Luck is a skill, so it's fine. Ooh. It all works out.
True, you'll see that the lucky are often more skilled. Wonder what the probably nothing, right?
We need somebody to do the research, actually. Any grad students in chat,
yeah,
please
yeah.
let us know. We've got some work for you.
Do. Anyway, look at what TK has queued up as well. This is a very... I like this item versus the Dusa and the Beastmaster. Like, there's going to be an army, lots of hits from different directions, extra armor as well. A lot of survivability for a hero that's going to guaranteed go in and die. So, really enjoy that pickup, and you might even have it at a decent enough pace that's going to significantly inconvenience the Dusa.
Yeah, this could be a huge reduction in her damage output from the Beastmaster, even for the Nature's Prophet in some regard as well. So TK, if you can get to this farm at a decent timing, it is very, very effective, especially since the rest of his team is also distributing farm and gold quite well. They're coming close to a couple of decent items. So they just finished the SNK bots combination on Yi. So he's a little bit tankier. The Manta's coming soon for Ulu. But the one thing that's quite interesting is that Shang-Chi has made the decision to go in for this Lincoln Sphere, realizing that BKB, what is the point? They've got an egg, they've got Winter's Curse, they've got Primal Roar. The thing that actually will protect me is this Lincoln Sphere. So let me get that. And I imagine they're probably going to wait for that item before they want to make any big jumps again. I say that, but they actually want to go jump now. They're like, but Sanjin Kaya is good enough to start a fight.
It is. She's speedy. You could even potentially... she doesn't have it. But like with bots, there's always the risk of like you blow her up before she has ult, right? And she can come back ult. Those sort of shenanigans. But once again, can't really find that angle. And I think this smoke is wasted for Aster.Aries as well.
TZ did a great job face checking the smoke to break it on DP and then planting the observer one on the high ground. They see all, they know what's coming, and they immediately congregate together. I would have maybe I'd like to see Blessing also on the map and then TPing in a little bit, but it's more important to be able to secure overall objectives. And we've seen today just the importance of making sure you can play effectively around Roche. And here's also why he comes into this one, as they want to smoke themselves. Straight into the Roshan pit they go for Team Wolf. Can they get away with this?
Quite probably, like, since they are now established, like, Aries could have gotten them before they went into the pit, but now that they're established, you're fighting into Roar, giving full vision of whichever target the Beast Monster wants to go for. Same goes for the Winter's Curse. There's going to be an egg waiting for you in the backside of the pit. Every time, once Wolf are established, Aries are going to have an absolute nightmare of a job, like, prying them out of the cracks. So no, that as soon as they were in that position, no contest, no way.
Aegis now in tow for the Medusa in tandem with her Butterfly, which has recently finished as well. And they're just going to blink dagger onto this Winter Wyvern. So we're wondering about their capacity for reach, and they've gotten a little bit more of it from the support position of TZ. This is starting to feel a little bit scary here. Yes, Aster.Aries might have this anti-mage into Medusa matchup, but it's a long time since where it was an auto-win proposition just having that for yourself. And I think they might have found Shang-Chi in the top lane. Molasses, does he have the roar? Got him.
Yeah.
Got him. That is very painful.
Toast. Yeah, it's... This game is becoming very hard to predict. Like, the Medusa's feeling confident. It's like, Anti-Mage is a bad hero for actually buying really either of the anti-evasion items on. Like, you don't see the Anti-Mage with the Bloodthorn very often unless they went in for the Mage Slayer early, like go full anti-magic meme build, right? And I found it...
It's fine. Yeah. Curse does get committed, but they get a tier 2 tower. And they're not done, actually. I would have preferred if they'd saved the curse, because then it could have been another threat on this high ground, but they are still going to try and force something on this high ground. There's a buyback coming in from Red Panda, so he can throw in this living armor. Now they have to decide, are we going to sit around the tower? But now they're actually going to be forced into the fight. Shang-Chi, beautiful dragon with the lasso. Will still be able to get off the stone gaze. There will be a supernova drop down with the sun ray. Look how much it's hurting Yi. The bonus tank ability is hurting him as well. TZ will get brought down by Ulu. They can't get the kill onto the Medusa yet though. They're poking and prodding, taking this fight in and out. They've already lost a tier 3 tower. Flame Break pushes back this Medusa. They really want to ensure she doesn't leave. Nature's Grasp slows her down. Ulu comes in with right clicks, and there's the Crypt Swarm out from Yi. One life taken away from the Medusa. They do not have the strength though to do this twice, as these ghosts will expire on the Death Prophet. And they'll just be happy that they've gotten the tier 3. I say that though, they smoke immediately. It was scouted by the Beastmaster Hawk though, so they are aware of what's coming. Shang-Chi has Blink, but no Lasso will get caught out by these treants as well as Blessing. At the same time, TK was rolling in on the back end of the fight. He's the one that gets caught inside of the Sprout. Primal Roll will be there from Molasses. Do they have the right-click damage into the Death Prophet? She gets off the Siphon though, and as usual, this is going to keep her alive for so long. She does eventually fall, but it takes so much time that this Medusa almost died in this fight. Came down to 200 HP. Will they be able to find this kill? They found TK at the very end of it. A right click chased them up onto the high ground. And Shang-Chi recognized how close the Medusa was to dying. Came back to try and execute this Medusa, but sadly, the Snake Lady is too strong. She stays alive, and that's all these heroes dead, and probably a lane of Brax taken as well.
Look at that sustain. You have the two supports bringing the Medusa back up, and Blessing just teleporting in and out at will, because Aster.Aries is too busy working around this Medusa. And man, I bet Ulu feels like crap for chickening out at the last second there.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I think he could add her.
I think so too. And even if he died for it, it's like without the Medusa, they're not gonna push the high ground like that anymore. So.
Yep. I mean, you say that, but there's still a Beastmaster with a Helm of the Overlord. I'm actually, you know what? I thought that too, but now I'm gonna disagree.
I got debated. What is this?
Oh, I changed my mind. Yank the carpet right from under you.
Molasses and the crew.
Might be right that he is the Rax no matter what.
I think the Rax. I'm not sure if it's more important to. I'm not sure if they get 2 lanes, right? They get 1 because they're still tier 2s in mid and bottom. And if you're already feeling like you're gonna lose the Rax, then you might as well lose the Rax and get the Dusa. Like the death onto Ulu is very painful, but realistically, whether he dies or not, his power spike, it's more important, I think, to try and stop Medusa right now than to try and ensure that you simply don't die. And here he's just gonna die anyway.
Well,
does he get out of this one? Manta, he's trying to leave. Will they go up with Blessing onto the high ground? No, they will not. TK assisting with the kick away onto Ulu. But it's so scary that he just gets looked at and all he can do is start running away. There's a reason we don't see these AMs anymore these days. And they just need so much to feel like the old raid boss AM that he used to become.
Yeah, you need to snowball so hard, and ideally you need to get, before this 25-minute mark, a couple of fights where you can come in at the end, pop Mana Void, clean up some kills, that sort of thing. And those opportunities haven't presented themselves because anytime there's a fight with Wolf Team, it's a full engagement. Like, his team is throwing themselves in, and it's very hard to find these opportunities for an AM to grab opportunistic kills when you're going into things like an egg. Risky business.
Look at this. They've gotten more Lincoln tiers on the side of Team Wolf. Got one on the Medusa. They have one on this Nature's Prophet. Yeah. So the only source of real initiation that they've been utilizing on the side of Aster.Aries in this Bat Rider now suddenly cannot do his job. And Medusa, she did a really smart thing. She was building initially into Eye of Skadi. She even bought the ultimate orb. But then realizing, just like you were saying earlier, that wait a second, why would I want to play max stats into AM? So let me just get Lincolns. Now they can't jump me. I just sit back, get healed up, and just never die. Medusa is just feeling super strong right now.
Never die indeed. And like, with all the pressure they've been putting on the base, it's been so hard for this anti-mage to split push as well. Like, we're only now getting the last tier 1 down over on the Radiant side. All of Dire's outers are already gone.
Ouch. Well, here they come. High ground push is going to begin and commence right now.
Army.
What are you supposed to do against this? They didn't finish off the Crimson Guard earlier from TK, so they don't have it available to help out in these kind of situations. He will roll in right now, but this might have been a mistake. Primal Roar will be there almost immediately. Yeah, there might be a Lotus Orb, but there's still more than enough damage available. But they've already brought down this Earth Spirit. No buyback available either, and he's been a very necessary engine of reach for the side of Aster.Aries. Without him, I don't have any idea how on earth they hold this.
It's going to try to go for the backlines. Like, this Dusa is, without the Skadi, does not have the Derek.
Princess Curse goes out, holding these heroes in position, but Dusa, she got off the Stone Gaze. Ulu jumped into the fight, but now will be regretting having made that decision. Forced to flee away. They even dropped the Supernova for good measure. However, they have not yet claimed these racks, so they might still be able to fight this. Yi with Spirit Siphon going as well as Exorcist, and they're putting pressure on the Medusa. Ulu, massive damage onto the Medusa. She will get popped. For once, with Winter Wyvern being dead, there's no sustain. They'd already committed the Sunray. It only comes back now again. Okay, some signs of life. They do defend as well. And look how low the racks were. 90 HP, but they somehow still survive. And they're going to get healed right back up. Thanks to the natural regen, but also Red Panda getting involved with the living armor.
That was very close to being a disaster for Aster.Aries, because the way that Winter Curse reflects is very good for them in it could have been worse, let's put it that way. The fact that they get the reflection on the Winter Curse means that actually there's no follow-up in the moment that the Bat Rider gets frozen, so he would have had a hell of a harder time. But at the very least, they got the Medusa out of position, and she did not back up fast enough to rejoin her team before the anti-mage is on top of her. And that matchup is now definitely into play. He's got the butterfly, so she also doesn't deal a lot of damage to him anymore. And yeah, she's going MKB.
Yep, she has to. No other option. After that fight, it's like, well, what else do we do? Because that's the only way she really and realistically can die in these fights, right? If she cops like a super big amount of void. I mean, she was standing in Ghost for several seconds. And yet again, we did see Death Prophet doing a phenomenal amount of work. Just staying alive. Wait, what? Blessing? How was this allowed to happen? That's actually a huge mistake from Aster.Aries. They lose melee racks. Oh. Blessing just gets the sneaky play here. That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. I should have called it out. I was like, is the Beastmaster gonna snipe? And I'm like, nah, they're not gonna get it with the wave. And I just forget there's a Nature's Prophet in the game. You know, happens to the best of us. Clearly happened to Aster.Aries as well.
Yep.
Like, you also can't sit like your treant just on top of the racks and wait until the Nature's Prophet comes in, right?
You're saying that like you haven't been in my pubs, clearly. Because you you absolutely can and do that. And nothing else. Just sit there running base defense effectively. Well, even though it's not the optimal play, Red Panda will maybe be wishing he did a little bit of that, as they are staring down 2 lanes of melee creeps at the moment. So frustrating. You take one really good fight like that, and usually that's your kind of ticket back into the game, especially when you have a decent enough carry-to-carry matchup. It's not as stellar as it used to be, but it's still okay. But now when you have to...
in the last fight.
Yeah, that last fight was a good demo, but against 2 lanes of racks, you have to respond so much because you're playing still with this Nature's Prophet who's going to keep shoving in your waves. This Medusa who can easily claim any real estate and also keep shoving in your waves. And Beastmaster who, guess what? Shoves in your waves. Yay! Fun times for Aster.Aries.
It's great. It's phenomenal. And it's, well, they have Blink 4 staff. Come on. Oh, the egg!
Shout out this Phoenix player. Good reactions. Get him off the egg there.
Another swing, another miss.
But they didn't use anything from Aster.Aries, so no. It's not so bad. There's still an opportunity for them to try and do another move like that. However, with the time that they spent not making a move, bottom is being drastically shoved in. And because he's had to respond, now they have the chance on Wolf. They know that they have the positional advantage. They know this is a 4v5 engagement. And as a result, they know they can sneak another Roshan here, Kips.
I did same scenario as before, but there is no egg. And this is important. Like there is, oh, does he feel brave? Do ya?
Drop stone gaze just to make sure. Takes the Aegis and they get the kill onto the Roshan as well. They've gotten what they needed here as the Aries, but can they take this fight? Ghost going everywhere from Yi. Ulu will just blink himself away, leaving behind this Death Prophet, and she's going to end up falling in this situation. Bat Rider getting the drag back onto the Medusa, bringing her in front of Ulu. They've got the damage out. They need the Lotus Orb to go away right now. And she's in the grade, 85 seconds. No buyback available. Phoenix attempting to escape. The 2 flappy heroes. They burn him to a crisp with Shang-Chi's Bat Rider. They have to go home though, because look what Blessing is doing. But Blessing got caught by Ulu, who was able to backtrack in time and get the kill onto the Nature's Prophet. 3 heroes dead all across the map. Aster.Aries get the Roche, they get the Aegis, and they manage to keep their base alive all at the same time.
Yeah, but some buildings still died over here. Like, that's the tower down, that's a finisher on the racks in mid as well. And this is such a frustrating position to be in, because the anti-mage is by now definitely overtaken the Medusa. We've seen it twice now. She can't actually really fight him anymore. And the team can't do enough to keep the AM off the Medusa. But he's got an Aegis. Is he ever going to get to use it to push the enemy high ground? Are the waves ever going to be in that advantageous of a position for him? I kind of doubt it. You're going to get split pushed all around the map by now, and it really only takes that last Rax to go down before you're locked in your base.
Yeah. This bottom lane is going to be the site of much concern and much focus from the side of Aster.Aries. I must say, though, although it's still looking quite dire for Aster.Aries, it does seem to be the case that there's... Oh, he's fine. He's fine. It's actually funny that he did that blink, because I wanted to actually bring up that Aster.Aries do one thing that Aster does as well. Firstly, they're obsessed with this Radiant Triangle as TK comes in to die right here, but they really will never give this area up. Anytime that one of these Aster squads are playing, it's all about the triangle, and it's all about being able to force fights around the Roshan pit. That's the third, fourth, fifth, even lost count time that we've seen one of these Aster teams make an amazing last-ditch contest around the Roshan pit that should never have worked, but ends up working out anyway.
That was just super sharp timing by Ulu. Absolutely incredible, because he knows he has like half a second before the Winter's Curse comes in. Beautifully done. And with the Roshan being down, there's something else that happened to the map as well, which is that the top side is not actually a priority anymore. This is the best case scenario you can have when the last Rax that you have standing is the one on bot. There is no reason for you to spend a lot of time on top. You can actually take care of the wave on bot constantly, because you're not missing out on the big objective on the top side of the map. So... Still, the Aster.Aries, and they got very far forward there, especially seeing as that the roar just got used. Like, you can see Ulu square his shoulders and like puff out his chest every time that roar is down.
Yep. Ulu. We're closing in on getting us a Titanic now as well, so that's a pretty significant amount of sustain that Ulu's going to be attaining for himself on this anti-mage. Life will just feel so much better. Bottom lane though, they put Red Panda. What will this lead to? As they're also looking and thinking about this Bat Rider kill. Blessing just TPing out. Here comes PK though, the roll onto the Medusa. They've caught her. Winter's Curse will be there, but it's not going to be with the anti-mage nearby, so they don't have the right-click damage to make it fully effective. They will be able to at least kill TK. Shang-Chi trying to get out here away from Molasses. Tanking way too many right-clicks though. This should be a Bat Rider kill. Ulu coming in, looking for the Medusa. The Abyssal Blade stun gets reflected with the Lotus Orb, but he's still going to be able to get out this Mana Void. Nothing left for the Medusa. Can she survive this fight? Ulu's going in. He's got the damage with Ghosts, killing both supports, and now they've killed the Medusa. The game might have just broken wide open as they take a lot of effort to do this. Earth Spirit needs to buy back. Bat Rider, Tree and Protector both die, but the Medusa, the only hero that really matters right now for with the side of Wolf, she's the one that ends up losing her life. So now Aster.Aries might actually be able to use this Aegis on the high ground.
Yeah. There's 20 seconds left, but they made it within the timing. I'm impressed. And yeah, they are going to have to do some tower defense in their own buildings though, because this Nature's Prophet is sending them. And okay, Molasses.
Molasses?
Whoops! Loses a gem.
That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. With only 35 seconds remaining on the respawn. Yeah, this is a problem.
And the MKB is in. This is a big problem. And she isn't even level 25 yet either. Like, that would do something for her in terms of DPS if she actually, but she doesn't have any on-attack effects either. Man, that's bad.
Okay. Gonna be forced to just roll away from danger here. Whew. Close call.
Normally I'm looking at this level 20. One of their initiators is down though. Like, this is still a very good opportunity. You just gotta hammer it home like right now. Risk everything.
Gotta risk it all. Alright, so seems like the connection's been sorted out. Don't know why all of this started happening, but everything seems to be Gucci now. Last fight potentially of this game here, Kibs. Medusa, she's on the front foot, she gets jumped on. There's going to be the lasso as well, dragging her back. She's very far afield. There will be a Winter's Curse though, but it got noticed. So Winter Wyvern ends up just killing himself. Now we see this Medusa in quite a hefty bit of danger. She's gotten the Stone Gaze, but the AM can't get away from Molasses. You got Primal Road, you got stuck inside of these trees. Blessing there with the 20 talents on this Nature's Prophet are able to get that kill, but now Ulu has brought back, coming in for a kill, blows up the Medusa in one fell swoop. They burst her down right after she's dead. Will they be able to chase for more? Indeed they will. They find the Phoenix as well through this mid lane, and they manage to also protect the lane of Rax while they're at it. And with no buyback on the Medusa, and you've just bought back on Aster.Aries, you have to make a big push or go for the Roshan play here, as the big man has respawned with an Aghanim Scepter to give away.
I doubt that they're actually going to look at the Roshan on Aster.Aries though. Like, this is potential game winning. Yeah, well, he doesn't have a BKB and he...
That was so smart. So smart. Putting the Greater Treant in front of Ulu so that Ulu can't hit him with the Abyssal Blade, that is... Alright. Well done. Well done. Well done.
It happened automatically, right? Because he cuts the tree with the Battle Fury. Like, yeah. I think Ulu just forgot that was gonna happen, and he didn't. Like, he could have blinked in there. It would have been very risky, of course, because then you don't have a blink. But and that does put you in a place where, yeah, you're going to have to look at the Roche, because some of the defense forces are back up.
The defensive forces are up, but this has often been a site where the Aster team comes away aces. They know that these respawns are coming in. They actually have to go bottom though. Blessing doing his thing.
Yeah.
Look what Red Panda's doing as well. He's using living armor on the range racks instead. He's like taking for granted that his team can defend the melee.
Just parked the Death Prophet here. Nice. I like it.
Oh, Ulu just jumps heads up onto Molasses. Not going to be able to kill him because of that cold embrace. Red Panda, his overgrowth doesn't work out either because there is a Phoenix Supernova, and the egg will pop because Ulu gets hit with the Primal Roar. He can't destroy the egg. Ulu's about to die back. That's 2 minutes in the grave. No buyback. 1 minute gone for the Treant Protector. Shang-Chi is also in a bit of danger here. Winter's Curse holds him in position. TK does come in, but TK is only giving damage to the Wolf lineup. Now suddenly both of them are in danger. Does get over pretty sick magnetized though. Almost kills this Phoenix. Cold Embrace will keep the Phoenix alive a little bit longer, but eventually will die. He brought back into the engagement with these Exorcism Ghosts coming. Will this DP be able to work wonders yet again? The Roshan will fall. It gets taken down by the Dire side, but snatched by the Medusa. However, she will end up losing this first life. Okay, there's a lot of danger. She's gonna die twice, isn't she? Yeah, she is. She doesn't have anything left in the tank for this one. TK and Yi surrounding her. She might have gotten the Aegis, but she cannot get a second weight back into this game. But they go on mass with the buybacks because they've almost got Megas. They actually have them. 70 seconds, no AM. So they're gonna end the game here, Kips. Can they hold somehow on Aster.Aries?
A minute left on the anti-mage, unless the entirety of Wolf team goes in 1 by 1. If they hurry too much, if they don't group down to do so, they can lose it. But like, Blessing can do this. Blessing can do this. He has buyback. It's fine.
Oh, Blessing goes in, commits his life. The Ancient is being sieged right now. Can they end the game? Molasses putting his body on the line here. These Greater Treants will end up falling as Wolf. What an entertaining game number 1. They make this a very fun matchup, and they end up in a situation where they take the dub at the end of the day. It looked at point